bright and early here in Oklahoma. Well, you can't really see the texture on that, but really nice. I have this, who knows where I got this, but in 1998, this was $2.50. What would it be today? And these are written, like it says, a size 7, like a steel crochet hook. We're not going to do that. That's a hard no over here. And so I just modified this to this size, which is the size I like. But once you get the basic idea, you can make these as wide or as long as you want, because it's just a repeating pattern. So this is going to be the classic clusters dishcloth. And even theirs turns out to be 9 inches, which is what mine turns out to be. Alrighty, so what you're going to need is, of course, your crochet hook. And we're going to do the H 5.0 millimeter. Going to need a tapestry and, of course, some scissors. And I went to Joann's, and these are the last two in the big twist, and it's in the color Jade. There it is, Jade. Go get your supplies, and I will meet you back here, and together we'll work up this really pretty cluster dishcloth. All right, I am back. I'm gonna get started here. So we're gonna start with a slip knot. And to get this 9-inch size, we're going to chain 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For this first row, we're going to single crochet across, and we should have 28 on the way back. We're just going to do single crochet, and we're just going to pick up that top loop. Okay. And don't worry about this bottom raw edge. We're going to do a trim, so we'll get that all figured out. And even though I've made several of these, it's still a good idea to count. We need an even number of stitches. Last one, 28. I'm going to count real quick off camera. All right, I have 28. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start. We did a chain 1, so we're going to chain up 2 more. And that's giving us height. And now we're going to go back into that same last stitch, the 28th stitch, and we're going to start a double crochet. So yarn over, go into that last stitch, pull up a loop with your 3, yarn over, and go through 2, and hold. Now you're going to skip the next stitch, and in this next stitch, you're going to start another double crochet. So yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, and now you have 4 loops. And now you're just going to go through all of them. And then you're going to chain 1 loosely. You will be going back in there, so you want that to be loose, okay? And if there's any confusion or anything, here's the top of that chain 3. You can go ahead and put a stitch marker there, because we do go back into that. Okay, a little preview there. Now here's the repeating pattern for this row. We're going to yarn over, and into the same stitch that we just worked, we're going to start that double crochet again. Pull up a loop with your 3 loops, yarn over, and go through 2. Skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch start another double crochet. Yarn over, go in there, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over all 4 and go through all 4, and then loosely chain 1. That's the cluster, they're calling it. So again, go into the same stitch, yarn over, go in there, pull up a loop, and just draw through 2. Skip the next stitch. If you need to, turn it to you. Skip that one, go into the next, and then start another double crochet. With the 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4. Chain 1. And that's the repeating pattern. So let's pick it up just a little bit. Yarn over, pull up a loop, draw through 2. Skip the next. Go into the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then draw through all 4 and chain 1. And that's what that is. So yarn over, go into that stitch you just worked, pull up a loop, draw 2, skip the next, start another double crochet, pull up a loop, draw through all 4 and chain 1. And that's what we're going to do all the way down. And when we get closer down here, I'll meet back up with you. Okay, I'm going to do another one here. 2. Now I should have 3 stitches left. So again, I'm going to skip this one, and then I'm going to finish out this cluster. Chain 1. And in the last stitch, we're going to put a half double crochet. And let's just chain 1 just to tie that off. So we should have 13, I think. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm just counting these. See how where we did our double crochet, those 2 lines? That's how I'm just counting the cluster. You can count it however you need to. But we should always have 13 on the cluster roll. All right, so we chained 1, and now we're going to turn. And this is the second part of this repeating pattern. And it's a single crochet all the way down. So we did a chain 1. And I'm going to turn it a little bit. We're going to go into that half double crochet we just did. Okay, pull up a loop. Okay, if you need to, put a stitch marker there. Now, here's that chain 1. We are going to use that. That makes up for the space that we skipped, so we can still get our 28. This is where I found that I was making mistakes, so that's 1, going to that chain 1 space, 2, 3, single crocheting all the way down, checking for that chain 1 space. It should be every other stitch, so okay. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to single crochet down, and we want 28 single crochets. So when we get closer down there, we'll come back, we'll check, we'll count. I'm going to stop here for just a second and count, because this pattern is a little bit forgiving, but we have to catch it in time. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Okay, here's another 27, and here's the top of that chain 3. And it's really hard to see it, but it kind of looks like a little knot right there. That's what I feel for, and it feels like a circle, and that's what I know to go into. But even if you went down one, it's not a big deal. You just want to make sure you have 28 single crochets, and then we're going to chain 1 to turn. And this is the repeating pattern. We're going to do a row of clusters and then a row of single crochet. We want 13 clusters and then 28 single crochets. And it is going to do this little whole bit here. All right, so let's start another cluster, and then I'm going to set you guys off. So we did a chain 1. We're going to do it. You know what? I think I'm just going to do a chain 2. I think that will help with this gap here. So we're going to deviate from the pattern more. Just do a chain 2. Okay. Now we're going to go into that last single crochet. Here's our chain 1, here's our chain 2, here's that last single crochet, and we're going to start our cluster. So go in there, pull up a loop, draw through 2, skip a stitch, go into the next. I'm going to go in there, pull up a loop, you have your 4, draw through all 4 and chain 1. Go right back into there, yarn over, pull up a loop, draw through 2, skip a stitch, start your double crochet, pull up a loop, and then go through all 4, chain 1. And that is what we're going to do. Go through 2, skip, double crochet, and then go through all 4, chain 1. So I will meet you at the end of this, and we should have the 13 clusters. This should be my 13th one. So draw 2. I have 3 stitches left. Skip and go in there. Aw, the mailman's over there giving the dog a treat. That was really sweet. If you could hear that dog barking in the background, not my dog, but the other one, it's this dog across the street named Lucky. And he's my signal when a client's showing up or whatever, because he always lets me know. Okay, now we're going to do 28 single crochets across. So we did our chain 1, turn, and now I'm going to make sure I have my 28. So it's most important to get into that first stitch. Okay, here's our chain 1, this loop right here. And that's it. We're just going to repeat this, go into those chain 1 spaces. Okay, after this row, I'm going to set you guys free. And feel for that little knot. Chain 1 and turn. All right, so that's what that is going to be. 28 single crochets, 13 clusters. And then you can just make it as long as you want. Okay, just make it as long as you want. I will tell you when I get to the end of mine how many rows I actually did. And I will meet you guys back. Okay, I am back. This is where I am. So measurements, and I just kind of relaxed it a second so I can see what's going on. And we are a little over 9 inches. That's to be expected. And this is like 8.5 inches, which will turn into 9 easily. And so the way I'm going to count this is we did that single crochet and then we did the cluster. I'm just going to count that as 1. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did 9 rows. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 rows, and then I finished with a single crochet on the top. That's what mine ended up being. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to, you can leave it like this if you want, but we're just going to do a single crochet border. This is where we just finished. So I'm going to start on the sides, and I'm going to go right back into that last stitch. And I'm going to put 2 single crochets in there. And then it's just potluck. I'm just going to, there's always like this little crisscross, and then there's 2 lines. Little crisscross and then 2 lines. I'm going to just try and go through what I can. Being that there's a half double crochet, it doesn't line out perfectly. So if I can get under 2 on some of these, I'm happy. If not, it doesn't matter. The stitch count on the side, it doesn't matter. That's why we're doing 2 single crochets in the corner, so it'll help lay it out. And so I'm just going to pick that up. Try to go under 2 here. And that's what we're going to do down the side. No rhyme or reason, just trying to evenly space it out. Okay, coming to the bottom here. Now this is the actual corner. So on this last stitch here, I'm going to do 2. And then I'm going to turn my corner, and here's that bottom that we started with. So in this first stitch here, I'm going to put 2. So there's 2 in the last stitch, and there's 2 in the front stitch, or first stitch, sorry. And on these ones, see how it goes like a little X? That's what I'm going into. Here, a little X bit. Oh, I want to pull up my tail here. Take my tail with me. And then we're just going to single crochet this all the way down. I'll meet you down at the end of this row. I'm at the last stitch here. So put 2 in there. That just helps us get to the corner. And now we're in the side. So in this first one over here, I'm going to put 2 in there. And then I will just meet you back at the front where we began, and we will finish this baby off. Okay, I'm back at the beginning. I'm going into that, where am I at? I'm going into my last stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and put 2 single crochets in there. And then here's that first one, and I'm just going to slip stitch into there. And then I'm going to chain 2. I like doing the chain 2 and then just a little tail, because it really is like an extra knot. I mean, that's not coming undone. That's why I don't worry so much. If the tail starts sticking through, it's not the biggest deal. You can just like cut it off. You can like pull it and cut it. If after you've washed it, it pokes through, because it's knotted, it's not going to come undone. So I'm just going to pick up some stuff in here. I always try to get some fibers or something just to make it harder. And then I'm going to just poke through. There. That's all you get. Okay. The sun's coming through now, as you can probably tell in the lighting. Okay. Dude, I really like these. These are so pretty. And I wash them in, I'm going to wash these in the dishwasher, not in the dishwasher, washing machine. And then I like block it out a little bit, even if I do it with my hand or whatever. And then I fold them up and give them out. Okay. All right. I actually have another scrubby that I think we should do. I don't know. Spring just makes me want to do like dishcloths and stuff. Alrighty, y'all. I will let you go for now. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Got some more stuff. Take care, y'all. Bye.